Good morning and very happy Friday to everybody. We're here from sunny Florida doing our wonderful success stories interviews, showcasing amazing people from around the world. We had a very successful 2023 with roadshow from San Francisco to Miami with the Women Business Expo and conferences. And then we had a convention in Puerto Rico at the end of the year. So it was a fantastic year for us, 2023, and 2024 proves to be much better. More cities, more activities, more excitement. So we have launched our in-house production studio here at the Trade Center. So we are all ready to help our members produce and broadcast their own shows worldwide. We had another lady sign up yesterday to have her own show. She's a financial expert on financial literacy for women and also men. But so we have several shows that are coming online for 2024. And today we're going to have a beautiful interview. Let me just get some information here that they just sent me. My co-host Maria, a little under the weather, but she'll be back next time. So Robin Fabmil, a wonderful, amazing lady. She's one of our exhibitors in Dallas. We're so happy to have you with us. She was featured in a magazine cover in December, which you can find online on our website, which you will see soon as they put the website and all the links. She is the founder of Solar Logics EDU in DeSoto, Texas, is a solar energy education company and sales organization. Now, how important is that? We are looking for alternatives to gas, oil. So I think solar energy is a fantastic way to go. And we're going to have Robin unmute and introduce herself. Welcome, Robin. So nice to see you.
Good morning, Al, and thank you so much for having me today.
It is my pleasure. You're amazing. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. So, a little bit about me. I am Robin Fahmy, and I am, as you said, the founder and operating manager of Solar Logics EDU here in DeSoto, Texas. DeSoto is a suburb of Dallas, and we service the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. Although with the work that I do, I am able to cover Texas and many other states.
Great.
Solar Logics is a solar energy education company and sales organization. And what we do, our work is centered around making homeowners smarter so that we can equalize the buying experience when homeowners choose to transition their home energy use to solar. And they're not taken advantage of. That's the main purpose.
Yeah, you see a lot of ads out there, Robin, that they're going to change your life. They're going to, you don't have to spend any more money. And that's, a lot of it I don't really trust. So I'm glad that you are with us because we know that you are an expert, but also your goal is to help people. You're not here just to sell things. You're here to give them the
Right.
tools necessary, which is a great approach. I love it.
Exactly. And I have solar on my home. I have had it for 3 years. So you can say that I am a product of the product.
Beautiful.
And when my husband and I decided to move our energy use to solar, we had studied a bit. So we knew a little bit about the conversation that we were involved in with sales reps. We probably sat with maybe 2, 3, or 4 different companies before we actually decided on one. And when we made that decision, there was probably 95% of the experience was absolutely wonderful. And the other 5% lacked a little bit of integrity. And that was the reason that I'm now selling solar. That experience actually pushed me out because I believe that homeowners need an advocate. They need someone to help them understand how to correctly interpret information about solar energy.
I think that the first thing I'm going to write down is to shop more than one place, because you're going to be educated and you're going to tell from your experience in business who is more ethical than the other person. You can feel it. After all
Yes,
these years in business, uh, Robin, you and I can tell when somebody's trying to pull us or pull it over, and we're not going to put
exactly.
up with that anymore. So that's a great advice. So number
Yeah,
one to remember is to shop around. Don't go to just one contractor.
right.
Excellent. Love that. And then make sure, from my experience, to read everything, because a lot of people go and sign contracts and then they find out the fine lines that you never read and you can't get out of it because you already signed the contract. And that's in everything, buying a house, a car, everything. So
Right. That's a
really,
that's a little bit of a sticky situation from my perspective where solar is concerned, because usually you'll get someone knocking on your door, or you may have gotten a phone call and agreed to an actual appointment. So whether it's a door knocker or whether it's an actual appointment, when they come, they're coming with the objective to make a sale.
absolutely.
And when they're going through all of the reasons why solar is good for you, and you get down to the point where you're ready to actually make that purchase and sign the contract, you have to trust the salesperson, trust that that person is giving you the best information. You want someone who will point out to you all of the highlights that are featured in that contract. Usually, people are not reading that contract on the spot
Right.
because you really can't. You can't read it
It's
and
too much.
understand it on the spot. It's too much. But now here is what you can do. You can make sure that when that salesperson is ready to leave your home, that they either leave you with a physical hard copy contract, or that they are promising to email a contract to you immediately, and or they are
Mm.
leaving you with a form that at the top it will say 3-day notice of cancellation. Now, here in
Wow.
Texas, I know that we do have 3 days to cancel any type of sale door to door. That's important because if you sign the contract on today, January 19th, you have until midnight, January 22nd, to cancel. But if you don't have anything in writing, the contract to read, or you did not receive that notice of cancellation, you don't know how.
That's right.
And so if you do wake up and change your mind, you don't know how. You're stuck simply because that salesperson did not honor you enough to provide you with all of the proper information.
That's so important. Another thing that you just made me think of is, like you said, they don't always have the ability to give you a hard copy because they don't have a copier, but definitely they can email you, and they
Mhm.
should do it while they're in your house, because once they're gone, you got nothing.
They're on to the next sale.
Yeah, yeah. So you
You're
got to
done.
protect yourself.
Right.
And often, a lot of times when I buy things, Robin, I ask people for referrals because they used the person. When I
Yes.
did my windows, I had somebody to refer somebody. When I did our kitchen, so it's a good idea to ask for referrals from somebody that's had in here in Florida. It's a lot of solar, so a
Yes.
lot of people already are using it, and I'm sure in Texas is the same. So
Right.
you need to ask your friends first, the people you trust, and if not, we're going to have Robin's information so you can contact her, and she's so
Yeah.
sweet. They
Yeah.
should be able to advise you. I mean, she really is an advisor. And
I
what you need
am.
is a trusted advisor, which is what sets Robin apart. She is a trusted advisor that can give you advice. And it all comes back. Whatever we give, it comes back. But if you're helping people, you're going to continue to be successful. So
Right.
that's the type of person you need to find. You feel comfortable just talking to Robin. And she's got a great personality, so you're going to love working with Robin. If you're in Texas, but if you're anywhere else, you can also, get her advice and she can help you. So I think that's fantastic. All right. So let me ask you about one thing that I hear sometimes is that there's government incentives to help you buy solar.
Wow. That's a big wow. So usually, contractors, solar companies, they are using that as a lead generator
Oh,
because
yeah.
when you hear that the government is actually giving you money to buy solar, or they're giving it to you at no net cost, or it's free, it piques your interest. When your interest is
Nothing's free.
piqued, yeah, when your interest is piqued, then you follow through with the phone call because you want to know more about how this is happening. When you make that phone call and you get that company on the other end of the line, usually they move right into qualifying you. They want to know
Mhm.
about your home, they want to know about your electric bill, how much it is, to determine if you are a good candidate for solar. Okay, but when you ask them about, well, how is the government giving me this for free, or is it free? Then the conversation changes. So, what's really happening is, to my knowledge, there is no free solar, to my knowledge.
Right.
Now, it's
No, there is
possible
no
that,
free solar. I believe that.
no, it's
But there might be some incentives, right? Like when you buy an electric car, they give you an incentive.
right. Well, what the government is doing is providing a 30%, right now in most places, it's a 30% tax credit.
Okay.
And the salespeople are using the idea of a tax credit as money that you will get in your hand. And most likely, you are not going to get the money in your hand. So when they make the sale to you, say for instance, your panels cost $40,000 and your tax credit is $20,000. So when you file your taxes, you're going to get $20,000. That's what they tell you. And then that
Got it.
$20,000 should be paid to the finance company to pay down your loan. So now,
Right.
instead of your panels costing 40,000, theoretically maybe they're 20,000. But
Okay.
you have to listen to the language. It is a tax credit.
Tax
Okay?
credit. That's
What
a
does
great,
credit
great.
mean? Credit means that if I owe something, I can use the credit to pay towards it or pay it down. So
Got
when
it.
you file your taxes at the end of the year, if you owe money to the government, if you have a tax liability, and now you have this credit sitting over here, instead of you pulling money out of your pocket to pay your tax
Taxes.
liability, they can pull the money from the credit.
So make sure that your accountant is aware of this when he's doing your taxes because he's the one that can do this for you.
Well, not only make sure your accountant is aware, and they usually are aware, they're pretty good,
Yeah.
but make sure that when you're talking to the salesperson, that you have them expound on the word credit. And usually they will tell you, or they're supposed to tell you, check with your accountant first to be
Good.
sure that you're going to get a credit.
Excellent.
But most of the time, they let you believe that you're going to get that money. But the difference in a credit and a rebate is something you are going to get back immediately. But a
Oh, that's good.
credit is something that you have that you can use when needed to pay for or pay on something that it is applicable to.
Now, one here in Florida, you see everything. Unbelievable. I
Wow.
see, I see those ads. The governor of Florida will pay for your all your sun um, equipment installation and solar installation. It is such a lie because nobody's going to pay the whole solar installation.
Mm.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
Have you
And
seen the ads? It's incredible.
it's simply a lead generator,
Yeah,
uh, a gimmick, if you can say that.
exactly. It's
Uh,
like cars, the cars.
yeah, that's what it is to pique your interest, to get you on the hook. Once
Yep.
you're on the hook and you're not as smart about it as you need to be, then sometimes it's easy to reel you in and there you go. But lots and lots of people have problems with the solar on their home.
Industry.
Sometimes it's there and it's not working.
Mm,
They're still paying an electric bill as well as paying the finance company.
yep.
So what
Yep.
I find here in Texas with the work that I'm doing, I find a lot of people who are finding me with problems. And so I spend a lot of time helping people solve the problem related
That's
to bad solar.
that's what we need is an advocate, and you're an advocate. So you should
I am.
really be promoting yourself as an advocate. People are just going to come. They're going to come
Yeah,
because
yeah,
nobody's helping them and advising them. Like buying
e-
a car. Who do you going to trust? Unbelievable.
exactly.
It's horrible. So
It is.
education is huge.
It
Uh,
is.
because if you don't do your homework, they come in, have you signed the line, and everything happens after. But if you do a lot of the tips that Robin is giving you, you're going to eliminate a lot of headaches
Yeah.
and money. What is it? Uh, the primary benefit of the solar now, is it for your hot water or for the electricity in the house?
Well, solar is really interesting and I love it because when you put solar panels on your home, it's a system. So
Right.
actually, prior to solar, you use your electricity bill to determine or to know exactly how many kilowatts of energy you're using every month. So what we do is we have to see that bill in order
Oh,
to
good.
in order to design a system that will produce at least as much energy as you're already using. That's the first thing. Then it is helpful to offset you a little bit more than 100% if possible. So, on those days when perhaps your system is not producing as much because you are offset more than 100%, then it still should even out. But consider yourself as a production plant, an
Okay.
energy producing power plant when you have the system on your home. All of the energy that you produce during the day, that's what you're using in your home. So you're using the energy that you produce. But now in the evening, when the sun goes down, you're pulling from the grid just like everybody else.
Mm,
And so you have to be mindful of that, especially if you don't have a battery that is storing that extra energy.
is
So,
that an extra thing that they have to purchase the battery
oh
or?
yeah,
Oh, really?
batteries
Wow. See, I had no idea.
batteries are extra, and right now
Wow.
batteries are still pretty expensive.
So without the battery, there's nothing to store it. So it's just when it's
But there's nothing to store it, there for you to use. That overproduction or all of the extra energy that you're producing goes back to the grid.
okay.
And the idea is that you will produce more than you need so that that overproduction will balance out what you've already used. And that's how you are lowering or eliminating your electricity bill.
That's awesome.
So the
Very
idea
good.
is you're going to lower or eliminate your electricity bill and swap the payment that you normally would be paying on electricity for the payment on the panels.
That's amazing. One thing that just like that TV service that if it rains doesn't work.
Yeah.
How does the rain and the clouds affect the performance of the units?
Okay, so when we talk about solar energy, we're talking about green energy, we're talking about renewable energy. And renewable energy just simply means that something is providing energy all the time.
Okay.
Every day the sun comes up, so when the sun is high in the sky, that it's hitting your panels and it's producing energy for you. However, on cloudy days, the sun still rises, but you can't see it. And that means that the sunlight, those rays are not hitting your panels. Therefore, you are not producing. So on cloudy days, rainy cloudy days, your system more than likely is not producing
Got it.
as much as it would if you had full sun. And so
And
you
for
have
those
to,
days, I think the battery will be so important for rainy days, so it maintains, or that doesn't affect it.
well, the battery would be important if you could afford the battery. If you can afford it, then okay. And if there is storage there, okay. But still, even with the cloudy days, how many cloudy days do we have as opposed to how many sunny days do we have? So
Texas is very sunny.
yeah, and it will make itself up and
That's good. So
eventually,
it even out. It even
yeah,
out. Not
it'll
an
even
issue.
out. Like, say,
Good,
for
good, good.
instance, for myself, I've had solar for 3 years. And in 3 years, I have paid 5 electricity bills. Most
Wow,
often, my bill comes in at 0.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So
So
you're a testimony.
for me, it's a true bill swap.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. But the best part about it is that your client yourself.
Oh,
So who
yeah,
better to tell you what is the reality than you? When you get
it's
a
my
salesman that
story.
doesn't even own a home, yeah, that she's just going by the documents, but not personal experience.
Right.
Very good.
Exactly.
So
I
this is
love it.
yeah, it's you, and you have passion for it, which is what makes you so um,
Yes.
effective. Is the fact that you really want to help people, and you can tell that, which is great. And
And
that is what's a battery cost? Just curious.
well, for my home, I don't have a battery. And, initially I didn't know enough about a battery
Mm,
to even consider making the purchase, but it's not something I would have considered 3 years ago because of the cost. I thought that I would only need one battery, but
okay.
as I have been researching, I'm finding out that for my home, I probably need at least two batteries.
Wow.
Two batteries, $14,000 each. So, it's kind of expensive. And not to say that I
You
might
can buy a Tesla for two
not,
batteries.
well, that's who's selling most of the batteries.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
seen that.
yeah.
Wow, this is such an education. This is amazing. The
But
way I see it, go ahead.
can can I just say one other thing?
Absolutely.
When when you have door knockers knocking on your door trying to introduce solar and sell solar to you, I don't know about Florida and other places, but I do know here in Texas, in most of the cities, people who are in our neighborhoods going door to door to sell anything, they should have a permit to
Yeah,
solicit.
absolutely.
Most often they don't. And most
Wow.
often homeowners won't even ask because the homeowner
They
doesn't
don't
know
know.
that they don't know. So now that you are hearing me, when they come to your door, ask to see their permit.
Good.
If
What a
they
great
don't,
idea.
yeah, if they don't have a permit and you want to continue the conversation, then you can. If you choose to continue the conversation, then ask for their ID. Ask for their ID.
Yeah,
You
there's
want to see their personal ID?
safety first.
Yes, and you want to see any ID that they have related to the company. You want
Yeah.
to see the company's physical address, their
Yep.
website, their phone number, because you want to make sure that they are legitimate. Okay. And now, once that has been established, and if you want to continue the conversation, then you're on equal playing ground.
That's good.
But the
Good.
next thing is to be sure that they at least leave you with a physical copy of the 3-day right to cancel.
Yeah, that's so
That's
important.
very
Wow.
important.
Yeah, I think every state has something like that, so that's not a
Yeah.
problem. Also, the here in Florida, where I have seen people selling solar, I don't know if they still do it, was at Home Depot
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and at Lowe's. So you know if they did, they've already been checked out.
Yeah.
I've seen them at Costco, places
Yeah.
like that, but they've
Yeah.
already been checked out by Costco or Home Depot. Will
Yeah.
never let people unless they're totally licensed, insured,
Exactly.
established. So instead
Exactly.
of talking to somebody that's coming at your door without an appointment, go to Home Depot, go because you get somebody that you know it's a real company. That's good.
You're going to get a real company, and you're going to
Yeah.
get people who will warranty.
Oh, the warranty. That's
Yeah, they
another
will
thing.
warranty.
How long is a warranty with?
Well, usually you will have two warranties. The
Okay.
contractor, the installer
Right.
who installs the system, you will have what's called an installation warranty.
Okay.
And what that does is that, when they put the solar panels on your home, they're actually drilling holes in the roof. And
Yeah,
so
I know. Wow.
yeah, if for some reason you start to have leaks or you see water damage and things coming from those precise areas,
Yep.
then the installation warranty is what takes care of that. You're going to go back to the contractor
Mm.
because he is the one who is giving you that installation warranty. Usually they can be anywhere from 10 years to 20 years, whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
They're
good.
all different.
They're not like 90 days.
No, 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 no. They're
Good, good, good.
And then the next warranty you have is going to be the manufacturer's warranty on the actual panel itself.
Got it. How long do those last?
They're usually 20, 25
Good,
years on an average. And
good, good,
so
good.
if you happen to have a system and you notice that it's not producing like it used to, then it's possible that one of the inverters have gone out or some electrical problem is happening. And in
Okay.
most cases, call the company that installed it. They should be able to put you in touch with the monitoring system or the monitoring company who
Okay.
will be able to help you troubleshoot and find out if there is a true issue with the panel itself, with the inverter itself.
That's why I think that looking at the company that's going to do this, you have to make sure it's an established company. It's been around for years because who knows if they've just been around for a year, they might not be here in 2 years, and then they don't have somebody to call if you have a problem with the installation. So I
And
think that's a huge point.
yeah. And here's another thing. In Texas, uh, the solar industry per se is not a regulated industry.
Oh no! Wow.
Anybody can start a solar sales company. They pop up all day, every day. But what has to happen is, according to the Texas Department of Licensing, you have to have a master electrician who is associated with the installation company who is overseeing all of that. So
Hmm.
on the day of your install, a couple of things. You want to ask to see the permit because they have to pull permits with the city.
Sure.
Ask to see that permit because around here in Texas, a lot of companies are installing solar without permits. They don't
Imagine.
have a permit
Wow.
from the city to do that. But what they will do is they will go back later and get a permit for their records. So if anything should come up, they can say, oh, yeah, we have a permit. But if you look at those dates, sometimes you will notice that the date the permit was issued may be 2 or 3 months after the date of installation. So ask to see the permit and also ask who is the master electrician,
Hmm.
of record. Let me see that license as well.
That's good. And they should have it. I mean, if they're legitimate, they
Yeah.
should have that.
Now, the master electrician is not on every job, okay, because his license covers the company. but they should still have the information that shows that they are licensed by the state with a number identifying that electrician.
Amazing. Wow, this is such an education.
Yeah, I
What
love
I see this compared to the auto industry, which we're a little bit more familiar with, this is like a hybrid. That you have gas and you have electric. So if one you don't have enough electric, the gas turns on, or if you're running out of gas, you can turn the electric on. So
Mhm.
I think it's the best of both worlds because I don't think electric alone is good enough today. It's hard to find places to charge the cars. So they're
Oh, yeah,
going back to the hybrids because
yeah,
a lot of complaints, a lot.
yeah. They
So
haven't quite perfected the technology yet, but it's coming.
they haven't. But all the people that bought them are in, and the batteries, $30,000 for a battery for the car,
Wow,
Tesla, horrific.
wow. Okay. How long does a battery last?
Till it dies.
Okay.
There's people that had them for 3 years and they go.
Wow.
And the only people that can repair them, they don't want to repair them, obviously, is Tesla. So you can't take it anywhere. And
Right.
now there's companies that are finding ways to repair them so people don't have to spend all that money on a battery for the electric cars. So
Okay.
there's it's an industry in transition,
Hmm.
but I think that to be realistic, I think the solar for the home is much more advanced than for the cars. I
Yeah.
really don't know too many people that have complained about it that I ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. And as average homeowners, we're starting to understand that solar is not something new. It's been around forever. They have solar panels on space stations, and every
Um,
now and then you will see television reports about going out into space to repair, solar panel stations out there. So they've been around forever. It's not a new technology. It's just becoming more common because
yes,
we have so many people on the planet now, and trying to create situations to heal the planet and to save the planet and to restore the planet, is what solar is all about. The fossil fuels are, I don't think they're going away completely, but
not for a long time.
right,
People going
but
back and buying the gas cars because they have so many problems with the electric. It's still
right.
in the process.
Right. So
It's
we
a
just
process.
won't rely on that source of energy as much
No,
anymore. But
and they're
solar is
looking at
definitely,
other oxygen. They're looking at other forms of energy. So the future looks good, but they have to perfect it. I mean,
they
I
do.
think they've
And
rushed the electric cars too much. It's just,
yeah, and
but
you can be assured that solar panels are coming to a rooftop near you
no, I've seen them
very soon.
in my neighborhood. Everywhere I go, I see
Yeah,
them. So this
yeah.
is nothing I haven't seen. The
It's
other
gonna be
thing that,
like it's going to be like computers and cell
yes,
phones. Remember
yeah,
when nobody knew what to do with the computer, and then there was this thing about no child left behind? So the school systems, you know, they transitioned their teaching to include computers. And then the whole idea was every home will have a computer.
exactly.
And now every home has more than one.
Now
Same
they
thing.
have a smartphone. They don't
Yeah.
even have a computer. It's crazy.
Right. And with the smartphones or the cell phones, remember when, no one could afford cell phones, but now everybody has one. And it's the same
Wow,
thing with solar.
this is amazing.
Mhm.
So I appreciate everything that you're doing because this is an industry that is really vague to a lot of people. Even after all these years, there's too much vagueness, and they don't know who to
Yeah.
trust. So your uh, presentation today is going to give a lot of people more insight and to better prepare and don't get taken by people that are
Yes.
unethical,
Yeah.
not licensed. All these things are going to help. So you're going to be a great advocate all over the country, not just in Texas, to
I
help people
appreciate
because it is
that.
something that can help you to save you
Yeah.
money, and everything keeps going up.
Mhm.
Everything.
Yeah.
So this is very exciting. This is going to be a broadcast And this will also be on our YouTube channel and all of our other platforms. And once we edit it, they're going to have your website and your phone number so they can contact you, your email.
Okay.
But we appreciate your time. This was a fantastic topic and
Well,
really, really exciting.
thank you very much. I appreciate your kindness.
I think this all started with the space agency, no? Solar? It came
Uh,
out of the space agency.
I think even before then, I have
Yeah,
some
wow.
information. I don't have it at hand, but in the early 1800s, it was
No
around.
kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
no,
So
no.
it's here to stay and it's getting better, and we have better people to help you make the right
Yes.
decisions. So
Mhm.
thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. You're a great part of our family now
Yes.
in Texas and all over the country. We have a lot of activities. Our team is going to give you our website so you can see all the events. We have
Okay.
live events, we have online events. So keep checking your emails or go to our platforms. But we have activities all year to meet amazing people like Robin that are going to help you in all of your decisions for your business and your home. So thank you so much today. And we wish you a fantastic year. But I know we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Take care. Bye
Mhm.
bye.